First, gold H4 time frame. You have this falling wedge chart pattern. If upper trend line break, then this trend line has been tested many times. So that can be big breakout for intraday trader. But current price level below 1900 is your strong support zone. And closing was almost $10 below 1900 as expected last week. So if it goes more down, retest lower trend line, then next big support can be 1860. What these were your China, Japan and Saudi dumping US Treasury yield going up, which were sending gold down. And all of them were doing at the same time. If they have stopped dumping US Treasury last week on Friday, before their most important news brics this week, then gold can stay sideways on this support zone. Because your first news on 21 August, Biden speech, after long holiday, he will return back to work. And China central bank interest rate decision. Last week they did emergency rate and panic immediately started. So first rate cut always do nothing, it only start panic. So more they do emergency rate cut, more market panic will spread. Then on August 23, you have two FOMC member speech, bowman and goolsbee. Except this FOMC member, all of them are dovish. Now you can say she is the only hawkish member in FOMC. Before your CPI week, he gave hawkish speech. On Sunday, that's mean more rate hike. He repeated same statement. On Monday, this will be first speech after CPI number. If he give hawkish speech once again this week, gold will go down. Or if don't change, then two dovish FOMC member can send gold up. And also you will have SP PMI number, manufacturing and service both. So on 23 August, you will see big price action because of USD news. Then on August 24, your jobs claim. Right here, when jobs claim were going down, gold was going down, but last week jobs claim went up. Or if they reverse that sign, bad for gold. And your last and most important news this week is Fed speech on Friday. This is his Jackson Hole speech and it is most important this week. And to understand what gold can do on Jackson Hole speech, you cannot understand that thing on H4 time frame. On daily time frame, last year he gave hawkish speech and gold collapsed. Not just gold, including your stock market. But before his speech, everyone was expecting dovish Fed, but opposite happened. This time before his speech, everyone is now expecting same like last year, he will give hawkish speech. If he give hawkish speech, then this trend line will break out and it will retest 1860. And before you decide his tone after speech, you have to watch his 1 year old speech. And all the change in CPI number, NAP number and US economic trend in last 1 year, that will decide what Fed is saying and where market will go next. If he sound hawkish in Jackson Hole, gold will go down. And if he give dovish speech, complete opposite to market sentiment, then it will go up. Technically, price is highly oversold, everyday red candlestick, so it can retest 1930 level in next few weeks. But this first bottom was your June FOMC meeting, two more rate hike. Then July they only did one hike. And if this week in Jackson Hole meeting, because all central bank will be there, if we say July was your last rate hike, and this is written in FOMC minute, if you have read that PDF, July FOMC meeting can be last hike of this cycle. And if we say clear that rate hike has ended, then September FOMC rate pause and market expectation for November rate hike and pause until May 2024, these two things can change. And China economy is collapsing before their BRICS meeting, and there was rumor that China will announce reserve currency. But before everything happened, their economy has now gone from recession to economic depression. And if you have remembered that triangle correction 2021, there is many Fed speech when he directly talked about China Evergrande crisis. After 2 years, that crisis is back, and soon that economic crisis will spread from China to all over the world. In 2021, it was China Evergrande crisis. In 2022, it was Ukraine war. And these two things combined decreased their first rate hike size from 50 to 25 and timing from December 2021 to March 2022. So war may be over, but China crisis is back, and in past it has changed their monetary policy decision, rate hike size and timing both. If Fed said anything about China crisis risk to US economy, then that will be dovish sign, gold will go up. And if he ignored China crisis, same like all news company were ignoring BRICS meeting, only last week they start talking about BRICS meeting. Then he say anything about rate decision, but that will be considered hawkish speech and gold will go to 1860 level. But problem for intraday trader will be first your trend line on daily time frame and a trend line on H1 time frame, and you have to wait till end of the week for Fed speech. So you have one static support 1860, one dynamic support trend line, and one dynamic resistance on H1. Last week it tried retested again the trend line, but it could not make new lower low. So technically maybe BRICS country have stopped dumping US Treasury, because when they dump, yield go up, gold go down. So all the support below this level on daily time frame, but this trend line is your first nearest resistance. If it break out, then it will be good for gold trader. But it all depend what happened this week from 21 to 25 August. This week you will see big price action, there is big news, and China economic crisis one by one can spread to all country. So this is your second biggest economy, and it can drag USA into recession.